Hollywood. Alexa, stop. What up, baby? Welcome to episode number 10. Okay, finally made it. Super excited about it. Glad you guys could join and come in and hang out with me this week. I think it's been about 10 days since we did the last one. I did a couple back to back, and then I have quite a few things going on. So, welcome, baby. The little quick fast podcast. What's going on this week? Well, what was it? Last night, Houston's going to the Final Four for the NCAA championship. So everybody down here is excited about that. Family life, work life's been pretty good. Can't complain. I hope you guys are all doing well. And that you're taking care of yourself. What was it? So earlier this week, I was kind of going through some of my notes that I have on my phone right here. And I was thinking to myself about people who retire, okay? And these people retire and they just say they're gonna go sit on a beach. So a lot of times you'll see advertisements like, something on TV like, retire to this spot and sit on a beach and drink margaritas all day and you're not gonna do anything. That you're living your life now so that you can do nothing later. All right. And the more I started to think about that, I was like, dude, how long could I go even sit on a beach, which I love the beach, but how many days could I actually be out there? Like a week, a month, maybe? And then I would just get bored, start probably getting sad, wanting to do something, want to produce something, or be productive, I think. And so I thought to myself, look at Elon Musk, look at Jeff Bezos, these very influential and successful people in the world. What if they could retire at any time? They have plenty of money. They could literally sit on a beach somewhere for the rest of their life, but they don't. And the reason they don't is because they want to keep going. They know that one of the main things to make them feel happy and joy in life is staying productive, keep working. Okay, work makes us stronger, but it also brings us joy because we're completing tasks. Okay, I mean, hell, you look at like Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, they retired and then, they probably got their rest in or whatever, but then after working their whole entire life and then you just stop abruptly, that's not gonna be fun. You wanna go back, you still want that passion. They're not going back for the money. They're going back because they're fucking bored at home. They're tired of relaxing. They aren't built like that, okay? If they were built like that, they never would have became successful. It's those things that they were doing, busting their ass, working hard, setting up something for themselves that kept them going and kept them motivated and kept them excited about life. And then they just, they retire, and then what? They come right back after a few years because they're bored, man. They want something to do. They need something that means something to them, okay? So that's why I say if you don't know what it is, you got to try to search that out and make it your main mission, because you want to get set up to get ready for the time comes when you want to either stop doing what you're doing or your body just can't handle it anymore. Hell, I believe if those sports guys could play forever, they would. Absolutely. They would stay out there playing because they love it, okay? And so that's important. We want to find something we love, okay? What was it? So I would say maybe get something set up right now. Start it so that whenever you do, quote unquote, retire from whatever job or career that you're in now, then you'll still have something to do. Now, you're not going to have the same abilities physically as you do now when you get older. So say you're working in oil field, okay? You're going to retire. You're not going to be able to keep doing that forever, okay? You're not going to be doing that in your 60s and 70s out there, okay? Hopefully you made it to a higher position. But even so, for those who don't, you might want to start thinking about setting up something to give you drive, to give you excitement, to give you joy, because just sitting around is when you start to die. That's what I believe, okay? So, and also I think, when you're in your hospice or, God willing that you live that long, but the last thing you're probably going to want to do when you're at those last few days, last few weeks of your life is just lay there. You're going to be like, damn, dude, I wish I would have got up and did this, and this whenever I was able to, instead of just laying around and not doing anything, okay? So those regrets are definitely the type of things that we don't want to have, and I don't think we want to squander time on relaxing for too long. Do we need to recharge? Absolutely. Is it great for mental health? For sure. But don't think that once you're done working, you're just going to lay there, because it's not going to work for you. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be sad, okay? And so many different things come with that. there's just, I went through a list of different things that happen to people when they think they're going to retire. That's one dude. And also, when I started to think about this, I looked it up. I was like, surely there's a story, or so there has to be some sort of experience or time whenever somebody, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people. So I thought to myself, let me look it up and see like what's going on with these people who are retirement. And it's called SRS, sudden retirement syndrome. I mean, I'm laughing, but I know that it's true. It refers to emotional and psychological difficulties some individuals experience when they abruptly transition from a structured work life to retirement, often characterized by feelings of loss, uselessness, and disorientation. So that's crazy, man. So yeah, I remember there was a story. I think there was this guy, he was a doctor, he retired, and like a month into retirement, he was just at the house. He ended up just wandering around the streets and ends up getting hit by a car. He was like 55 years old. The dude had the money to retire, but he had been working so hard his whole life. He's wandering around in the streets with no shoes on, and just ends up, and to me, if I think about it, he probably really wanted to get hit by that car. I don't think a doctor would be that disoriented where he would just like be out in traffic and accidentally, jump into traffic. Coming from a structured work life and then going into doing nothing, it shouldn't be an option for you. You shouldn't even be thinking that or hoping you can do that. What was it? Office Space. The dude's like, what would you do if you had $1 million? And the guy goes, absolutely nothing, man. I would do absolutely nothing. So it's just like, it's funny to think about that, but the truth is that if he loved his job, he never would want to retire at all. Okay, so start thinking about these things now and lining up what you're gonna do, and you can start doing it now. You need to start building it up now and getting it ready. And hell, you might just be like chunk the deuce to the boss and just say, hey, I started this thing, man, and you know what? I love it, and I want to pursue it more, and it's more profitable than my day job, so this is what I'm doing now. And it happens all the time, okay? You stumble into something, you start putting effort into it, it's your passion, you like it, and then it's going to blow up, okay? Because you like it, that's why. So that's why I say that's another important thing, something that you like. A lot of people think like this as well. And so I would say, find something, whatever it is. For me, I found something called digital marketing, and so I know that that's going to have me set up because I still get to make videos. Also, I have this podcasting, so making these videos, sharing knowledge, making people laugh, doing stuff like that, that's all inside of me, okay? I mean, like what was my first job? I think my first job was at Walmart. I started as a cashier over there. I was like 16 or something, 17. I think I was 16. I might have even been younger, but anyways. It was like unfulfilling as hell. I was bored. It didn't make me feel excited. It was cool at first to like be at a job and feel like an adult and feel like, I was contributing to the family and stuff like that. But it's like, I'm not fucking doing this for the rest of my life. And it didn't make me feel great. I had another job. I worked as a cashier, which was pretty cool because I got to talk to a lot of people. But scanning people's candy bars and letting them pay for their gas, and that wasn't fulfilling. So then I moved on to some manual labor, which the money got better, working in warehouses, landscaping. It wasn't until I found the restaurant industry whenever things really started to take off, and I realized that all the talents that I had with making people laugh, being funny, they were going to pay off. Okay, but also it made me happy because I got to do what I like to do and get paid for it. Okay, so that's another thing that I would say. It's super important to find something that you like to do and then do that. Okay, I think a lot of people think they want to retire because they don't like the situation they're in right now. They can't wait to get the hell out of there. If they loved it, then they wouldn't even be thinking about retirement. Okay, unless, like I said before, their body can't handle it anymore. Okay, so we want to find something that's a little bit less hard on our bodies or something. And so that's why I mentioned using your talents to create products that you could sell online, or that you could coach somebody on how to do those things that you used to do. Okay, so that's why you see a lot of the athletes and even people who used to do any type of performance art or anything like that, anything athletic, you're going to see them go into coaching, okay, until they can't do that anymore. And believe me, it's not taking a big toll on your health and your body whenever you're just doing coaching. You're out there, and it's you're spending time, but that's why it's so profitable, and that's why a lot of people need that these days. Okay, so coaching is another huge one. So these are just some different ideas that I want you to think about, because if you're just living day to day and doing your job and you really don't like it, then you got to find something and a way to get out of there. Okay, and it's super important. Okay, so I like to use my skills and talents and kind of create something that I can that will bring me joy from using my talents, okay? So the same thing for you. Maybe you can go back to, maybe you used to draw, maybe you used to paint, maybe you have some sort of artistic outlet that you can pursue. We're going to use those things to build up our future. So what I mean by that is, say, let's just use the drawing thing for an example. You could freaking illustrate some coloring books and then put those things online and sell those things. I mean, those can sell all day long. And all you need to do is make a couple of them, right? And then just keep flipping them again and again and again, setting it up where people can buy them. And it's all in a digital form. So that means your output or your cost is very low. So it's cost effective to do things like that. So start thinking about stuff like that for the future. Something that you can do with the internet, something that you can do with the power that you're able to reach a lot more people very quickly and very easily at a low cost. Okay, so those things I think are where we're headed. Yeah, if you just look at where, like, follow the money, right? So what are they all making money with? Who's making the most money? The people I just mentioned. How are they doing it? Because they're utilizing the internet and our power to reach a lot of people at one time. So consider that, set yourself up. You're not going to go retire and sit on some beach and just be out there forever not doing anything, because you're not going to be happy. And that's not what you've spent your whole life to do, was to go be unhappy somewhere, okay? Don't get me wrong, I love going on vacations, and so do those super successful people, but we don't stay in that state, okay? That vacation mode that we get in, where we just, eat whatever, or go late, stay unbusy, chill, relax, go, all these different things that people tend to think about when they think about retiring. The truth is that we need to set something up now, so that later on, when we do retire, we'll still have an outlet, we'll still have a way to make money, and we'll still have a way to make ourselves feel good, okay? So that way we're not just literally laying on a beach or laying in a hammock somewhere just watching the days pass by, because that's going to create depression, sadness, probably ill-advised addictions and things like that, okay? So you're going to have an outlet, and I'd say just keep and be mindful of finding one that you can do, that when you finish your job, that you'll be able to do something better, all right? What else, man? I think that was all that's been on my mind this week, and it's kind of driving me to doing digital marketing. I found a course online. I went ahead and bought into it. I took a chance, and it woke up something inside of me. And so I would say, if you don't know what to do, just take a look at that. I think the link's on my Instagram page, so go look and see kind of what we do. And then you could just research digital marketing and see how so many people are starting to do this and jump on board, and it'll give you more information about it, okay? But I would say, personally, find something that you like, okay? I'm telling you what I like and what I did, but find something you like and find a way to make money doing that, and also that you have an outlet, and that you could possibly even quit your job now and go on ahead and just start working from home, or working for wherever you like, and then you really could be on vacation and working at the same time. And so I think that's the idea, right? And I think that's what we all want to do, is have that freedom to do what we want to do when we want to do it. So you guys stay doing what you're doing. Thanks for coming by today, hanging out with me for a little bit on the Little Quick Fast podcast. Keep eating your fruit, keep drinking your water. Super important, all right? Y'all guys take care of yourself, and I'll see y'all later, Gators.